Hey guys, we are back for the last episode of Souptember 2025, unless I decide to do an encore. Sorry Sam if you're watching this, about the shirt I'm wearing. So today we are taking a look at Gordon Ramsay's spicy meatball soup. So, yeah, finishing it off with a nice celebrity chef. First off, we want to start with the meatballs. For that, we want small onion. I've only got quite a large onion. 2 garlic cloves, peeled and finely sliced. Not diced, not, mushed, apparently just finely sliced. 1 teaspoon of dried chili flakes. Now, I think I've got that. 500 grams of beef mince. 75 grams of fresh breadcrumbs I've got behind here. Just in case you're wondering, it's about 2 slices of white toast bread. 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk, which is about 60 mils of milk. Olive oil for frying, sea salt, and a finely ground black pepper. So, as he says, we want to start off with the meatballs. So first prepare the meatballs, saute the onion and the garlic with seasoning in a hot oiled frying pan for about 5 minutes until soft. So conveniently, I have this relatively pre-oiled frying pan over here. So we want to saute the onion and the garlic. So first off, we're gonna, do the onion and the garlic, I guess. So yeah. Just as a heads up while I am doing this, thank you for all of the support during Souptember. The channel is seeing absolute amazing growth, like record growth for the channel. So thank you and welcome to all the newcomers that are here for soups. Unfortunately this is the last one of the year, potentially. Right, so peeled and finely sliced. So, well, I've just mushed the absolute life essence out of this garlic. But I'm sure I can throw my knife at myself. Oh, this is a strong garlic. This is actually making my eyes water more than the onion did. Right. Okay, I need to turn that down a little bit. Okay, we only wanted to saute. Let's get on a lower temperature. There's a reason why I put the onion in before the garlic, because when you burn garlic, it becomes really bitter. Whereas onion is a little bit more forgiving. You get that kind of slight caramelization. Now these are absolute monstrous garlic cloves, but I'm still going to use 2 because that's what the recipe says. It doesn't say anything about size. Although, later on it does call for sweetcorn, and I do have a slightly smaller tin of sweetcorn than it requests, because that is the largest tin of sweetcorn I could get. It wasn't big enough for the recipe, apparently. But it's only by a couple of grams. So I think that just goes to show, since this book has come out, tins of sweetcorn have got about 20 grams smaller. Alright, I'm sorry Chef Ramsay, this is not quite what you wanted, but, I'm trying my best. As, it's already an hour past when I would normally eat. But I've had a bit of a hectic day. That is a big old chunk of onion there. Redice that up, probably get a little bit more heat on that. So we just want to soften these, slight bit of colour on them. Move that out of the way for now. Right, so for the rest of the meatballs we want a teaspoon of chili flakes, the mince, the breadcrumbs. Right, so whilst that's doing, because it does actually say one of the internet's favourite words, if you don't like the M word, put your finger in your ears now. So yeah, it does say, put the breadcrumbs in a separate bowl and moisten with the milk. So, those breadcrumbs are thoroughly moistened now. Give it a fork to mix that around. So yeah, so that's about 2 slices of just toast bread. So just standard white bread. That's a big old piece of garlic right there. Right, so yeah, for the meatballs, chili flakes. You want a teaspoon of chili flakes. Boy, I hope I've got enough. I'm just going to throw them in with the breadcrumbs. I'm going to go with a generous teaspoon because it's me. Now these are just standard red chili flakes or crushed chilies. Nothing fancy this week. You could try it up. I've got a couple of different chili flakes on my shelf. As I say, this is just go-to crushed chilies. As is. Saute those down nicely. So yep, then sea salt and ground pepper. So I'm going to go in for my good old favourite, a bit of Cornish oak smoked sea salt there. I believe it's oak smoked. No, it's just smoked, because yes, they use their own smoking blend. Not sponsored, by the way. Now, I suppose if you want to go like rogue, you could use like MSG or something. And also, I'm just going to put in a little bit of white pepper instead of black pepper, just to slightly differ the recipe. I would normally use freshly ground, but right, so that is sufficiently moistened in my eyes. Right, and then into a bowl once that has. And get all that onion down off the side there. Slight bit of colour on it, it's all good. And then yeah, after this, you gotta leave it for about 20 minutes. Which I didn't realise, because I didn't pre-read this recipe. I read what I needed, and that was about it. I'm gonna be smart, wear some gloves, because there is chili in that. I do not want to get chili anywhere. You know, obviously I mean like my eyes, of course. Where else could I mean? Right, this is going to be slightly warm. Yep, shape balls with your hands and place on a bowl. Right, let's get that in there then. Now, optionally, you could let this cool down, because that would be the smart thing to do. But if you've been here long enough, we're not smart here. Put that there, because I'm going to need that again in a bit. Right, let's get this all nicely mixed through. Some very nice mint. That is a very hot piece of onion stuck to my glove. Got a big chunk of, is it the bread? Right, to give this a good mix. Try and get as much of that onion off the bottom of the bowl stuck into the meatballs. Now you're always going to end up with a bit of onion just stuck in the bowl, because that's what onion does. Right, I'm gonna do. Well, normally that's a big meatball. That's a good sized meatball, isn't it? So yeah, I normally just grab a handful of mince, get it in my hand, squeeze, cut off anything that comes out, and then just try and keep it roughly uniform. Now, because this does have the hot onion in it, this is quite soft. We want to try and firm it up, which is why we put it in the fridge. Chill for 30 minutes until firm. Now, I could cheat, put them in the freezer, but my freezer is absolutely jam-packed full of stuff, so that's not going to happen. So, fridge it is, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Alrighty, we are back, and it is time to make our sauce. Now, once again, we want to that makes a fun noise. Right, so we want to be sauteing. I don't know how well you guys can see in there. Yeah, just a little bit of oil, right, quite a bit of oil to be fair. It's getting hot already. Right, so we want to saute our garlic and our onions. So whilst they're doing their thing and getting all flavourful, we want to heat a little oil in a saucepan, in a large saucepan. Saute the onion and garlic for the soup base with a pinch of salt and pepper for 4 to 5 minutes. Now, sorry if there was a bit janky noise there, I just moved some of my hair out of the way. So once again, going in with a little bit of pep, going with a little bit of salt. I don't want to overdo it because we are using a stock. As I say, you can always season extra at the end. It's always the best thing to do with soups when you're cooking them down. You want to season towards the end, like season as you go. But if you're going to bulk season, do it at the end, because once it's reduced, you don't want it to be too overpowered. And if you reduce it by like half or something, it's going to be way salty if it tasted really good at the start. Then we want to add cumin seeds and the meatballs after that has sauteed a bit. But we want to add some chipotle chili paste. Now, all of this ingredient-wise is going to be down in the description. It's my first time using chipotle chili paste. It is richly smoky and spicy. So I want to give this a go. That's probably a bit too much. But it does say either chipotle chili paste or chipotle is in a Bodo sauce. Now, I've had that before and it was really good, but I don't have any right now. Oh, that is good. Not as spicy as I was expecting. I was expecting like really bad. It's kind of like, what's that, like a spicy barbecue sauce? Now that is probably just that branded one. But yeah, it's like a very spicy, or not very spicy. To some people it would be very spicy. But spicy tomato sauce. Alrighty, we are back. Just gonna grab meatballs out of the fridge. Where they have hopefully firmed up. Right, so we want to add the cumin seeds. So this is 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. Now I absolutely love cumin. And we want to get those in there, get that nice and toasting. And then we want to put the meatballs in there as well. Now that's a lot of meatballs to try and get coloured in this pot. Hopefully they're not going to break apart too much. I really need to get like a proper light above me but can't really do that at the moment. Right, let's get these meatballs in there then. So yes, add the meatballs, cook over high heat to toast the cumin seeds and colour the meatballs on all sides. Right, so we want to get that temperature up slightly. And drop these meatballs in. Try to space them out a little bit. Hopefully render some of that fat out of them. It really is a lot of meatballs to get in this pot. This is my largest pot that I currently own. I would potentially have said to like fry up the meatballs first, just like in a pan. But you know, that's me, not Chef Ramsay. Right. Because yeah, I don't want that onion to burn. That is my fear. I don't want to. Jiggle that around a little bit. I think the onion is burning slightly, so I'm gonna just add a little bit of oil in there, quite a bit of oil. Just try and negate that a little bit. Just don't have to crisp up the meatballs, just get a little bit of colour on them. They are actually, now if I can tip this up without the thing giving it his fit, they are actually like flush to the bottom. So there is enough in there to just coat the bottom. Right, and then colour them, and then add the chipotle paste. And then add the tin tomatoes, the oregano, and the stock. Try to turn these meatballs over. It's going to be the tricky part because, as I say, they are nicely covering the bottom of the pan. Get a nice roll on them. Right, so today's mystery: is it tomatoes? Is it dog food? It should be. Basically crushed tomatoes. I went for like a nice fine one because we're trying to make a soup. In fact, actually what we're going to do now it says 1 to 2, yeah, it's half to 1 teaspoon. Now we're going to put probably close to like 1.5 in there because I didn't find that too spicy. Is good. It's not that spicy. That's fine. I am kind of like... I have a higher chili tolerance than some people. But I understand we're doing this for flavour, not for murder reasons. Right, so then... Now they've got a bit of colour on most of their sides. Put in the tomatoes. Put in the oregano. Once again, as always, everything required is going to be in the description below. Put in a litre of stock there. Now he says you can use chicken stock, you can use beef stock. Now Obviously, I'm using beef. Now I'm just gonna get the rest of that onion and those little bits of mince in there, because we are going to be bringing this up to a boil. So we want to fully cook those meatballs through. Man, that mountain of washing up is sure growing. Right, and then once that is done, simmer for 20 minutes until the meatballs are cooked through and the soup has thickened a little. This will be done in advance, left overnight for the flavours to develop if you prefer. Before serving, add sweetcorn, add courgettes, cook for 3 to 4 minutes until both are tender. Serve with crushed tortilla chips. Yeah, see? I didn't read the crushed because I'm going to make my own tortilla chips because going above and beyond. Golly for Chef Ramsay. Just now off chance that for some reason he watches this video. I highly doubt it. Try and find something to stir this with. Just because I know all of the tomatoes on one side. See, I wouldn't call this a soup. But you do you, Ramsay. You do you. Right, so to make our tortilla chips, very, very simple process. I'm glad I didn't use this for the meat earlier. This is gonna put into perspective when you eat an entire bag of tortilla chips in the future. Right, just gonna do that way. Let's do some big chips. Cut them into quarters. So yeah, just let that sink in. When you eat full bag of Doritos at any point. Just don't want to get them touching too much, but I want to make the most of the space that I've got on this tray. I'll probably get maybe one more on this. Now the good thing about making your own is you can flavour them how you want. Well, that one tastes like flour. And that one has absolutely demolished itself. This has gone well. Right, so what you want to do, move your cookbook out of the way. Spritz of oil. Right, and then just go put a little sprinkle cayenne pepper just over these. There we are. And they can go in the oven. Ugh. And then there's a little stir. This is looking lovely. It does say to top it with like crushed jalapenos. Now I do not have jalapenos because I forgot to buy those. Looking good, smelling good. Always a good sign when it comes to cooking. If it looks good and smells good, you know you're on the right track. Right, I'll be back when it is time to add our sweet corn and our courgettes. Okay, I believe we are back. Right, so, anyway, this has been simmering for way longer than I was expecting to, because I took Arthur's out for a walk and ended up bumping into a neighbour. So this has been well and truly simmering for about half hour or so. Probably a bit longer. Right, so we want to put the courgette in. So nice filler into that, and then we want to put the sweet corn in. Beautiful. Right, was there anything else, Mr. Ramsay? First, having add the sweet corn and the courgettes, cook for 2-3 minutes until both are tender. Serve soup garnished with crushed things. I've left my headphones on the side there. My bad. Right, so I want to give this a good mix. Now, I am kind of expecting these meatballs to just disintegrate. I'm not going to lie, yeah, they are starting to disintegrate slightly. That is a my bad. That's nothing on Chef Ramsay. That looks a little bit questionable. We'll just put that back in there. Right, so, also, my tortilla chips. Some got a little bit crispy. These, in all fairness, are a really good way to check where the hot spots are in your oven. Because, yeah, I found at the back left corner of my oven, it's pretty warm. That's where all the really toasty ones were. But, even though they're toasty, they're good. Okay, it has been a couple of minutes. Now, I probably want to grab something ladly to get the soup. Right, now that is hot. Never mind. Washing up pile is growing horrifically. Right, so I'll say, like, if you cooked this down quite a bit, you would have something that more resembles like spaghetti meatballs. See, it does say to, like, try and just get some more courgette on there. Yeah, that is a big hearty bowl of soup there. Alright, so he says to serve it with crushed tortilla chips, which seems weird because I would assume to, like, just dip it in the soup. Now, understandably, the soup's not, like, massively thick, but good soup. Yes, where do you want crushed? Now, obviously, these are not shop brought tortilla chips. Don't know if this is what you want from me, Ramsay. No, yeah, it is quite soupy, obviously, because there's like a good litre of stock in there. Full tin of tomatoes. I'm just going to go straight in for the meatball. Judge it by the meatballs. It's going to be very hot. Pretty good, pretty good. It's like he's a world-renowned chef that kind of knows what he's doing, eh? Oh, that's hot going now. Whew. Yeah, little friendly Ammy reminder. Let your food cool before you consume. That's really annoying. Yeah, that is good soup. I'd say very much like Julia Child's French onion. Wow, man got a skin on it, like super quick. Yeah, so like Julia Child's French onion soup, the better stock you use... I'm doing the Ramsay thing. Yeah, so the better stock you use, the better the soup's going to be. But that's going to be like the same for whatever soup you make, like a tomato soup, French onion soup, spicy meatball soup. Probably not the gazpacho soup because there was no stock in that. But you know, the better quality cabbage you use. But yeah, this is a good soup. It's completely different to all the other ones. I've tried to do like 4 wildly different soups. This is just a very good hearty, nice hearty soup. But anyway, thank you for joining us for Souptember 2025. And I will see you for whatever next month may hold. See you next time.